Good morning, everyone. Today, inshallah, we will study together Unit 10, Lesson 1. Unit 10 is called Health. Health. In this unit, inshallah, we will learn some new vocabulary and we will learn how can we use them to describe your medical condition. So let's start up with these new vocabulary together, inshallah. Let's start. If you look here at this boy, if you look at this picture, you will find that this student, this boy, is holding his throat. So it seems that there is something wrong with his throat. If you feel pain in your throat, we can call it a sore throat. Sore throat. Sore throat. O T. Sore throat. Sore throat. So if you feel pain in your throat, if it hurts you, so you can say, I have a sore throat. My throat hurts me, and I can say sore throat. Let's move to another one. Here, if we look at this girl, she is holding her stomach. Her stomach. Her stomach hurts her. So she feels pain in her stomach. In this case, we can say this is a stomach ache. Stomach ache. Stomach ache. Stomach ache. If you concentrate in this part, you will find that the word stomach describes the part of the body. This is the name of the body that there is pain in it. Her stomach. And when we say the word ache, we can use it as the meaning of the word pain. So when we say stomach ache, there is a pain in the stomach. So this girl, and if you have an ache in your stomach, you can say a stomach ache. Stomach ache. And we can use the part ache in this word as a meaning of the word pain. It's same as when we say pain. So the word stomach ache, I feel pain in my stomach and my stomach hurts me. So you can say it stomach ache. And if you look here and if you concentrate here in the pronunciation of the word, you will find that the CK here makes the sound K sound. Makes K sound. Also, CH here makes the K sound. K sound. So the word here is stomach ache. There is pain in my stomach, and we say it stomach ache. Stomach ache. Let's move on. So at the beginning, we took the word sore throat. If you have a pain in your throat, you can say it like sore throat. And if your stomach hurts you, you can say stomach ache. There is pain in my stomach. It hurts me. So we say it like stomach ache. If here we have this girl. If you concentrate here, you will find that she is holding her ear. There is pain in her ear. So in this case, we can say if you have pain in your ear, you can say it like this: ear ache. Ear, the part of the body, and the part which is ache. The word ache, we can use it as a meaning of the word pain. So ear ache, there is pain in my ear. So if your ear hurts, you can say ear ache. I have an earache. So it means that I have pain, there is pain in my ear. So this is the word ear ache. Ear ache. Ear ache. Here we have this student or this boy. He is holding his teeth. He is holding his teeth. If there is pain in your teeth, you can say like tooth ache, tooth ache. I have pain in my teeth, and I can say the word toothache. There is pain in my tooth. It hurts me, and in this case we use and we say the word toothache, which means that I have pain in my tooth. This is the meaning of the word toothache. There is pain in my tooth. After that, look at this girl. If you look and concentrate, you will find that this girl is holding her head. She feels pain in her head. There is pain in her head. She have what we can call a headache. Headache. There is pain in her head. The head is the part of the body, and the addition that we can add to the part of the body, and we can say there is pain in it. Ache. CH here is K sound, and we say the word like head ache. There is pain in my head. Head ache. Head ache. This is the meaning of the word headache. There is pain in my head. Head ache. Head ache. Headache. And if we move here, you will find this girl, like let's say that she has cold. She has a cold, and she is coughing. She is coughing. This is the word cough. Cough or cough. Here we have the GH here makes the sound f. Cough, cough, f sound. GH here, it makes the sound f. So today we studied like 5 or 6 words, 5 or 6 words that can describe a sickness, a disease, a part of your body that hurts you, and we can use these words like cough, headache, earache, stomach ache, toothache, and sore throat. These words that can describe your medical condition. You can use them to describe your medical condition. If you feel pain in any part of your body, you can talk to a doctor, you can go to the hospital, you can tell your mom and dad, and so on. So to describe the pain, we can use these words that we studied today. For example, if you have pain in your throat, you can say sore throat. I have a sore throat. If you have pain in your head, you can say I have a headache, an earache, a stomach ache, toothache, and so on. And you also, if you are coughing and sneezing and so on, you can say I have a cough, I caught a cold, I have a cough, and so on. Here we have a little bit of exercise about these words. If you look here at this girl, here we need to match the following. We need to match the picture with the suitable word that can describe the picture. For example, the girl here in number 1, here this girl is holding her ear. The pain is in her ear. So the word that can describe this pain, the word that can describe this girl now, it is earache. So here the suitable word here is earache. But look at this boy. Look at this boy. He is holding his teeth. There is pain in his teeth. We can describe it saying that this is a toothache. He has a toothache. Toothache. That's it. Toothache. Because he is holding his teeth and the pain is in his teeth. So this is called toothache. After that, if you look at this boy, he is holding his throat. There is pain in his throat. And in this case, we can use the word sore throat. This is the suitable one here. Sore throat. Sore throat. After that, here we have this girl, this little girl that is holding her head. She feels pain in her head. So we can say that this is a headache. This is a headache. She feels pain in her head. So the suitable word here is headache. Headache. Okay. After we finish this exercise, this small exercise, here, if your friend has a headache, has a toothache, has a headache, has a stomach ache, how can we advise him? How can we help him? What can we do for them? In this part, we will learn together how can we use the word should and shouldn't. In this part, we will, if you see your friend in so much pain, if you see him has something like, for example, in his throat, you can ask him this question. What is the matter with you? What's wrong with you? If you see your friend holding his throat and he feels much pain in there, and you can ask him the question, what's the matter? What's wrong with you? What's up with you? How do you feel? What's wrong with you? And so on. So if you want to check on your friend, check on your brother, your sister, your father, your mother, you can ask him this question. If you see him in so much pain, if you see him holding his throat, holding his tummy, holding his stomach, and so on, you can ask him this question. What's the matter? What's the matter? So if someone asked you, what is the matter with you? What's wrong with you? And you feel pain in your throat, you can say it like this. You can say, I have a sore throat. I have a sore throat. And so on. So if you feel pain in your throat, you can say, I have a sore throat. But if you feel pain in your stomach, you can say, I have a stomach ache. If you feel pain in your ear, you can say, I have an earache. And remember here to mind the use of a and an. So I have a sore throat, because here we have s sound and it's consonant. I have a stomach ache, we used a because this here is sound, s sound, and it's a consonant one. But here we have the word I have an earache, because here e is vowel one. So here we use the article an, not a. So I have a sore throat, I have a stomach ache, I have an earache. So if anyone asked you, what is the matter? What's wrong with you? What's up with you? And so on, you can say, I have, and say the disease that you have. Say what's wrong with you. Say how do you feel. So for example, if your throat hurts, you can say, I have a sore throat. If your tummy hurts, you can say, I have a stomach ache. If your ear hurts, you can say, I have an earache, and so on. So imagine with me, you asked your friend, what's the matter with you? And he said, I have a toothache. I have a stomach ache. How can you help him? In this part, we will learn together how to give advice. Here in this part, we will learn together the use of the word should and shouldn't, and how can we use them to help our friends who are in need, who seek our advice. For example, let's look here. We say that we use the word should and shouldn't to give advice, okay? For example, look at this one. Look at your friend. Here, he is holding his teeth, and you asked him the question, what is the matter with you? What's wrong with you? And he said, I have a stomach ache. Sorry, I have a toothache. I have a stomach ache. I have an earache, and so on. So he has a problem. He gave you the problem. He is waiting for your advice. He is waiting to tell him what can he do to get better. So to advise your friend, to advise anyone around you, to advise him, to advise someone, you can say should and shouldn't. We use the word should and shouldn't to give advice. So to advise any of your friends, any of your family, you can use the word should and shouldn't. Like it's obviously should, it's affirmative one, and should is a negative one. So when you say to someone you should do something, he should do it, he must do it, he have to do it, he ought to do it. But shouldn't, you are prohibiting him, you are trying to prevent him from doing this thing. So here we will use the word should and shouldn't. Should, you need to do this thing. Shouldn't, you needn't to do the thing. For example, if your friend has a toothache, what piece of advice you can give him? What piece of advice you can give him? For example, you can say, you should go to the dentist. So he need to do the thing. He need to go to the dentist. Why? Because you use the word should. And this is the piece of advice you can provide him. You say, you should go to the dentist. You should see a doctor. You should take your medicine, and so on. So this is one of the best advices that you can give to your friend. Give to your friend who has an illness, who has a toothache, a stomach ache, a fever, a rash, and so on. So if he asks your advice, the first thing you do to give him the advice, to see a doctor. So here in this case, he has pain in his teeth. So you said you should go to the dentist. You need to see the dentist. Okay, so he should do this thing. Okay, so what can we say? What can he avoid doing? What is the piece of advice that you can give him that you can give him and avoid doing this thing? What should he avoid doing? What should we prevent him from doing? What is the piece of advice that we can give him? There are a lot of things that we can give to someone who has a toothache. For example, you can say to him, you can tell him, you can advise him, you shouldn't, you mustn't do this. You shouldn't do this. This is something that is prohibited for you. For example, you can say, you shouldn't eat what? A lot of chocolate. You shouldn't eat many sweets. Okay, so and so on. So here the use of should and shouldn't, we can use them to give an advice. We can use them to give an advice. For example, when I say should, you need to do the thing. But if you say shouldn't, you need to avoid doing this kind of thing, this kind of action. You should avoid doing it. So this is the use of should and shouldn't. Should and shouldn't. So you need to do the thing, but shouldn't, you needn't do the thing. You mustn't do the thing. You can't do the thing, and so on. Here we have, in this part, we have some exercises of what we said. For example, the first question. In this question, we need to choose the correct answer. We need to choose the correct answer. For example, number 1. What is the fatter matter later? And the answer is, I have a headache. So what is the question? The correct answer here is, what is the matter? Excellent. Excellent. So what is the matter with you? What's wrong with you? What's up with you? I have a headache. I have a stomach ache. I have a sore throat, and so on. Okay, question number 2. Let's read them together. If Alice has earache, she should or shouldn't go swimming. If she has an earache, what should or what shouldn't she do? If you have an earache, you should or shouldn't go swimming. Obviously, if I have a pain, if I have an earache, I shouldn't go to the swimming pool. So on, so on. So if Alice has an earache, she shouldn't go swimming today. Let's move on to the question number 3. So here we are advising someone. Okay, advising someone. You should or shouldn't go out if you have a bad cold. If you have a bad cold, if you are coughing, sneezing, you feel so much pain in your body, what should you do? Should you go out of your you should go out? You should play? You should do what? Should you go out or shouldn't you go out? So if you had a bad cold, you shouldn't go out because you will feel so much pain. Question number 4. Jill has a high fever. He has a fever. His temperature is very high. He is sick. So what should we do? Should we go to the doctor or shouldn't we go to the doctor? In this case, we should take her to the doctor. We should take her to the doctor. Number 5. Mark is always coughing. He should or shouldn't smoke. Smoking is a very bad habit, a very bad habit for you. So we need to say that he shouldn't smoke. After that, here we have this one. We should or shouldn't eat so much fast food. The fast food, should we eat it or shouldn't we eat it? Obviously, we shouldn't eat so much fast food. Junk food, this is not healthy. Okay, so the last one here today, Jade has a broken leg. Jade has a broken leg. Should she or shouldn't she walk anywhere for weeks? If anyone had a broken leg, should he move or shouldn't he move? Should he walk or shouldn't he walk? Obviously, if you can advise someone in this kind of situation, you shouldn't walk anywhere for weeks. In this lesson, we learned the difference. How can we differentiate between the word should and shouldn't? And also we studied together some words that can describe, let's say, sicknesses and so on. For example, toothache, headache, stomach ache, and so on. Okay, thank you so much for attending and watching this video. Hope you benefited from it, and see you in next videos, inshallah.